And a very good evening to you. 112 days have passed since we were last here for a race for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. In 2021, it was the penultimate race of the season. In 2022, it's round two. Welcome then to Jeddah. 50 laps ahead of us around this 3.83 mile circuit, 27 corners, 16 to the left and 11 to the right. More corners on this track than any other circuit on the Formula One calendar, and it's the second longest in distance, and it's fast, very fast. You take your lap distance at full throttle for 80% of your lap here. There are only 6 braking events, 2 of which are described as heavy throughout the 27 corners. Here's the 3 tyre compound: C4 for the soft, C3 for the medium, C2 for the hard. High tyre degradation during Friday practice, so the soft tyre not the favoured tyre for this evening. Here's the starting grid then, and Yuki Tsunoda won't start. He was on the formation lap to the grid and his engine cut out. Nicholas Latifi had a crash in qualifying, starts 18th, alongside Hulkenberg 17th for the second successive race. Alex Albon is 16th, Lewis Hamilton, worst qualifying performance on pure pace since 2009. Daniel Ricciardo gets a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Esteban Ocon, now starts alongside Lance Stroll. Zhou Guanyu starts 12th alongside Lando Norris, who missed out on Q3 by only 0.03 of a second. Kevin Magnussen was complaining of his neck hurting, lines up 10th. Pierre Gasly is just ahead of him in 9th. Valtteri Bottas 8th, and still maintaining that record of Q3 appearances, keeps Fernando Alonso company. George Russell 6th, the lead Mercedes car, alongside Esteban Ocon this evening. And then we get to the second row. Max Verstappen starts 4th, beaten in qualifying for only the second time by Perez. Carlos Sainz 3rd. Charles Leclerc starts 2nd alongside Sergio Perez.
Problem. Lost engine.
Yuki, that's the end. Thank you, you can jump out.
There is only a 230-metre run from pole down to the first braking zone. It's the first official pole for Sergio Perez since his GP2 days at Valencia in 2010. How's he going to fare? Here we are in Jeddah then. It's lights out and away we go. Perez does get away well, comes over to cover off Leclerc. Carlos Sainz is forced to the outside. Max Verstappen getting keen on the inside with Carlos Sainz, but Perez leads him through the first corner. From Leclerc, Verstappen getting past Carlos Sainz. Hamilton ahead of the fast-starting Williams. It's Perez now ahead of Charles Leclerc. Then comes Max Verstappen, Sainz, Esteban Ocon, George Russell and Fernando Alonso in the other Alpine. Getting detached to the back is Zhou Guanyu in the Haas, and there goes Kevin Magnussen in the Alfa Romeo. There goes Kevin Magnussen battling away with Pierre Gasly through turn 8. That was very close indeed for Sergio Perez. Job well done. He's got away at the start and he's stretching his lead.
That's a great start for Perez.
And the 2 Alpines going for it. Fernando Alonso almost in the wall, certainly in the dust, and still behind his teammate Esteban Ocon. Oh dear, that was late.
Here we go again. He's definitely a lot closer this time. Is he just going to go for the outside or dummy him?
I wonder why you were grinning. Here we go. Fernando Alonso gets past Esteban Ocon. Can he make the move stick? Goes deep into the corner. Ocon is going to fight this back again, you know, and has to concede as Fernando Alonso just puts the squeeze on him coming out of turn 2.
Box to overtake.
So are Red Bull going to respond here? Out come Ferrari, out come Red Bull too. So Sergio Perez is going to pit and Charles Leclerc. No, Charles Leclerc is going to carry on. The Ferrari crew were out, ready, waiting with a set of tyres for him. And we've got a yellow flag because we've got a Williams into the barriers. And for the second day running, that Williams is Nicholas Latifi, and this could change dramatically, not just his race, but everyone's race, because that's going to be a safety car, surely. So Perez pitting at the most unluckiest time that he could possibly pit. 1 lap before the virtual safety car, followed by the safety car, has now gone from leader to 3rd, and Charles Leclerc inherits the lead of the race by staying out.
I was ahead. The FIA needs to judge this. I think I was ahead at the safety car.
Okay, we are checking.
And I think in the middle of the safety car to push someone off is dangerous.
Charles Leclerc is holding it a bit before he can blast down the main straight. Carlos Sainz is right behind Sergio Perez. As down into turn one we go. Leclerc leads Verstappen. Perez leads Carlos Sainz. Down the inside goes George Russell on Kevin Magnussen.
Checker, we need to give up the position to Sainz after the restart. We do the restart.
And Russell's pulled off a brilliant move on the Haas of Kevin Magnussen, and George Russell makes his way up into 5th place. In comes Valtteri Bottas for a second pit stop in this race. I wonder what they're going to throw on to Bottas's car. Ooh, that's a slow-moving Fernando Alonso. Is there a problem? He's looking there as his teammate Esteban Ocon goes past.
Looking at it. I have an issue.
We've got another problem out there, and this one is for Daniel Ricciardo, and I wonder if there's an overheating problem here too.
I got no drive.
Okay, copy.
Yeah, I can't accelerate.
Valtteri Bottas is being retired from this race in the Alfa Romeo. He said he was coming in for a pit stop. That's the 3rd time he's been into the pits. And Hamilton might have wanted to come in.
Car slowing down.
Big box.
Ah! I missed. Too late.
Well, it was too late by a few hundred meters. They say they love this sort of scrap. Well, let's see who comes out on top. Verstappen's got DRS. He's going to try and go round the outside of Charles Leclerc. He does. They're almost going wheel to wheel. Verstappen moves across, and Charles Leclerc goes deep, but holds on to the lead of this race.
Now it's a game of chess. This is going to be interesting.
Well, he's got DRS again, Verstappen. Can he stave off his natural instincts as they both lock up? Charles Leclerc goes through ahead. And they were both locking up in dramatic fashion there, but Verstappen has come out worse from that final corner, and even though he's got the DRS, Charles Leclerc has got a bigger advantage out in front than he did have going into the final hairpin, and he stays ahead again. Has patience finally found its way into Max Verstappen's vocabulary, because Verstappen has got DRS down the main straight. Charles Leclerc can't cover him off. Verstappen takes the lead at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and there are many in the grandstands who like that as Leclerc goes too deep into turn 2. Verstappen leads, and it's been building and building. Can Verstappen now hold off Leclerc? Slow-moving Williams of Alex Albon. He's been in a collision with Lance Stroll. That's why he's now pulling over to the side of the track. And now you don't need patience, because they're going to be racing to the checkered flag here, and it's not like Verstappen can come back at Leclerc. If Leclerc can't get this move done, or can get this move done out of the final corner, this time around it's Max Verstappen that wins out. God, who got out dragged to the line and missed out on the podium here last year, lose another place right at the last. Ocon just stays ahead of Lando Norris, and Charles Leclerc comes home in 2nd place. It's a Ferrari double on the podium as Carlos Sainz. But as it is, by half a second, the last classified finisher in the first race of the season is the first driver home here in Saudi Arabia tonight. Max Verstappen, your winner.
Went well. I think we played the long game and on the tyres, and especially after the last VSC, it seemed like we had good tyre grip, and we could make the most from that. So yeah, tough battle. I really enjoyed it with Charles. It was not easy to get past him, but in the end we did it, and yeah, we can be very proud.
It was extremely difficult for me to defend with the straight line speed they had. So it's like this, but yeah, it's the way it is, and now we need to keep working and hopefully do a step forward in Melbourne.
Start was actually very good for me. I just got boxed in by Charles and Checo at the start, and I couldn't make a move here. It's a very short run. Then Max had the inside line there, and I couldn't do much. But from there on, a better feeling with the car than in Bahrain. I think I did a step forward in the right direction.
It was just a big shame, you know. We had a good start. We had basically after the first stint, everything felt under control. We had a good first long stint, and then later on, we had the issue with the safety car, which really ruined our race.
7 good points, a little bit better than we're expecting, but I guess a little bit down to retirements from some other cars as well. So we made the most of it. Good to see that there's some potential in the car.